Have you ever heard the saying, curiosity killed the cat? Well, today I've got a story for you that's a bit like that, but with a monkey. And it teaches a really powerful lesson about minding your own business. It's a classic tale, but the message is more relevant than ever in our hyper-connected world. So, picture this. A wealthy merchant decides to build a beautiful, grand temple right in his garden. He hires the best of the best, skilled carpenters and masons. Every day it was the same routine. They'd start bright and early, work hard all morning, and then break for lunch around noon before coming back to finish up in the evening. The construction site was a hive of activity, with saws buzzing, hammers banging, and the temple slowly taking shape. Now, high up in the trees surrounding the garden, a troop of monkeys lived. They were a curious bunch, and they spent their days watching the humans work. They'd chatter among themselves, fascinated by the tools, the wood, and the stones. The whole process was like a daily live show for them. They watched the workers arrive, watched them leave for lunch, and watched them pack up at the end of the day. One particular day, the midday sun was beating down, and the workers, as usual, put down their tools to go for their lunch break. One of the carpenters had been working on a massive log of wood. He was sawing it right down the middle, but it was a tough job and he was only about halfway through. To make sure the cut didn't close back up while he was gone, he hammered a wooden wedge firmly into the split. He gave it a final tap, wiped the sweat from his brow, and went to join his friends for a well-deserved meal. The moment the last worker disappeared from sight, the monkeys saw their chance. This was their favorite time of day. They swung down from the branches, their excitement palpable. The construction site became their personal playground. They leaped over piles of bricks, slid down stacks of wood, and fiddled with all the fascinating tools the humans had left behind. Among this chaotic group was one particularly mischievous and over-curious monkey. While the others were content just playing around, his eyes were drawn to the huge log with the wedge sticking out of it. He'd never seen anything like it. What was this piece of wood doing stuck inside another piece of wood? He just had to find out. He scurried over to the log, his curiosity getting the better of him. He hopped onto it and sat down, positioning himself right in the middle of the half-sawn gap, with the wedge right in front of him. He looked at it from one side, then the other. He poked it. Then, he grabbed hold of the wedge with both hands and began to pull. He pulled and he wiggled, putting all his monkey strength into it. The wedge was stuck fast, but he was determined. He tugged and yanked, rocking back and forth. The other monkeys stopped their games to watch him, wondering what he was up to. He gave one final, mighty heave. Suddenly, with a sharp crack, the wedge popped out. And in that same instant, the two halves of the massive log slammed shut with incredible force. The monkey, who was sitting right in the gap, was trapped. The powerful jaws of the wood closed in on him, and he let out a cry of pain. His reckless curiosity had led him into a terrible, inescapable trap. He was severely wounded, his fate sealed by his own meddling. This story, as dramatic as it sounds, carries a simple but profound truth. The wise have always said, those who interfere in matters that do you and concern them often end up in trouble. It's a timeless piece of advice. In our lives, it's so easy to get involved in other people's business, to offer opinions where they aren't asked, or to meddle in situations we don't fully understand. But as our poor monkey friend learned the hard way, sometimes the wisest course of action is to observe, to learn, but to resist the urge to interfere. It's about knowing your place and respecting boundaries. What do you think? Have you ever seen a situation like this play out in real life? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story and its lesson, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. See you next time.